Hi, I'm Steve Shelburne, owner and operator of Shelburne RV here in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee. Well, good morning. Welcome back, Shelburne RV. We're back here on a Monday morning. I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Tony over at VL RV Mobile Repair, coming over and spending some time with us last week. If you guys are over in the South Carolina area and need some help, that's your guy. Give him a call. He's also got a YouTube channel, Your Friends in the RV Business. You can go in there and check him out. So we'll see what goes on this morning with that debacle with the Good Sams last week. See if I got to send a technician back out there to get an inspection done, since they don't know how to call for inspections. And we got several items going on here in the shop this week, and I've got a little rockwood that came in Friday that had tree damage, and the tree's still sticking under the camper. So we'll try to get some pictures of that at some point this week in the video. You guys can see that, but we got several things going on. The boys are rolling in. Let's go up here and see what they got going. Welcome back. So Mr. Lewis had this 6535 that came in, and it had the original control board in it, and the customer, we had a little bit of issue, but the customer wanted to go ahead and change it and all the capacitors. And then we had some vibrating noise going on in there. So Lewis is actually on the rack down there right now, putting some insulation foam down there, trying to keep the vibration down. But this one has checked out on the test bench, and we're going to be reinstalling that here very shortly. Now the Sabre you saw in here several weeks ago, they were doing that room floor underneath there. But this one is here for some slide out toppers, and they're working on getting that installed now. They got the rails all put up and the arms put up, but they're installing the toppers now. Mr. Brandon's in here working on this Meridia. Now, this thing had a window that was leaking, and so at the moment he's just trying to get all the old seal off of here, and then we're going to go back with this this new seal that we're using and go right around it. That's some good stuff. But he's going to get this all cleaned up, and then we'll get that seal around there and reinstall that. So you can see Mr. Lewis has got this. He put this padding down here. Now we had some issues right here, and you can see he was trying to use some of that rubber seal right there, but we went ahead and put that foam all the way around there, because we've had a terrible noise coming from this, and if we jack this side up and put the foam on there, it's gone away. So we're going to try just foaming the whole thing and see if this is going to calm this down a little bit and see what we got. So we had a customer brought in this camper with a big full wall slide, and the carpet was all jacked up underneath the bed assembly right here. And he said, well, I don't know how in the world that could have happened. Well, you can see how bad this is. So we're going to go in here and try to get this resolved for him, because you know those things never happen. So we had this 6538 that came in. It has a bad outdoor fan motor in low and a bad compressor. So the customer decided, and they don't build this no more. This unit's unavailable. But we do here at Shelburne RV build us a direct replacement for this, and so he opted to spend a little bit more money. Instead of repairing this, put in a new unit. Let me show you what Lewis has got. All right, so here is the new Shelburne RV built unit. Now, we didn't just take the 46 515-611 and just slap a ductwork on it. We actually had to modify that coil back there. So it's not just a straight, that coil's in there at an angle. We've shown videos on that. But we've got this ready to go. Lewis is working on getting it mounted in here. But this will give him a brand new unit to replace that other one. Well, as you can see, they've got all the new slide out toppers on this big Sabre right here. Now we're on the scissor lift because I promised to show you guys a camper with a tree hanging out of it. And we're gonna go over here and take a look at this now, because I've got it all opened up and we can see what all's going on. Now you can see kind of how they just cut it off right there. I just cut the thing off and brought it all in here for us to look at. But you can see, got the vent pretty good. Didn't look like it damaged the solar, but obviously got the ladder, and yeah, it's a pretty good little hit right there. Let's go inside. I'll show you what we got. All right, so we got the door opened up, and as you can see, this is what we got going on in here. So, obviously this is a foam core roof, so it's gonna be a little fun to fix. But yeah, tree went right through it, so it's gonna be an interesting thing. We got a panel there and a panel here, and trim, and got a little bit into here. And there's actually some water damage if you look right there on that paneling. So they're working now on getting this one quoted out, and we'll just have to see what the insurance is going to do. 70% of the value they will total this, but this camper's still worth quite a bit of money. So I don't know, we'll see. We're going to start building the estimate now. All right, Brandon's got the controller back in this generator, but while we had it apart, we had the conversation with the customer about doing the 1,000-hour service, which is a belt, water pump, hoses. Now I want to show you the reason why. Look at this belt right here. I don't know if you guys can see this in the video or not. Brandon bent it open so we can look at it there where it's, yeah, if you can see that or not. See that belt's in a bad way, guys. I mean, it wouldn't have been very long and that belt would have been coming off of here. And as you can see, there's no tensioner on that belt. So it's all, I mean, Brandon has to roll it on when he puts the water pump on. He basically rolls that in place. And so if that belt fails, I mean, it's gone. So, and the generator overtemps. So with us having it out, I mean, this is literally the time that we need to do this because we're saving the customer, a lot of labor and taking this thing back apart. So now that they got it done, they're doing a little bit of bleeding. They did change fuel filter. We've done an oil filter. So he's going to be bleeding the antifreeze. And the other thing is, and I don't know if we've ever really talked about this in any of the videos, but that's the wrong antifreeze. The reason I tell you this is we've seen in times past where you go to change this sensor and you'll actually break the sensor off in the housing. And if that housing gets broke, there's one bolt back here, you got to take the whole timing cover off. That's a pain. So Cummins absolutely wants you to use this antifreeze here, which is actually blue, because they tell us that there's a little bit of electrolysis that goes on in this engine. And so if you don't put the blue antifreeze in there, you can build calcium up on some of these fittings, and when you go to change them, it'll be a problem. So that's the pro tip, as my buddy Tony Link over at VL RV says. It's a pro tip of the day. Got to use the correct antifreeze, which is the Cummins blue. So there you go. He's getting close to bleeding this out and running it. Well, you can see how my last night went, middle of the night. Yeah, I've got my properties 100% fenced in with 6-foot fence, and the guy said he wandered onto the property. The police actually caught him down here. So, fortunately, with the what I got going on with my security system here and the cameras on the building, we were able to catch him pretty quick. But yeah, wandered onto the property. So yeah, he got to go spend some time in jail last night. So this is the problem. This is the stuff that keeps me up at night. You guys trust to have your camper worked on here, and then I got all these people who are trying to break into everything and roaming around your property in the middle of the night. And, that's a phone call I don't want to make, is have to call one of you guys and go, hey, some idiot broke into your camper and stole all your stuff. So I work pretty hard to try to keep an eye on things and make sure that the security's done up here. And the cops are real good around here. They one of the gates I have up there is coded. So occasionally they run through here and do checks and do all that. But fortunately caught him. I'm gonna go up here and get going this morning. It's gonna be a long day because I was up several hours last night worried about that. There you go. I mean, you guys always catch me walking between the buildings, and it's always a good time just to kind of get some stuff off my mind while I'm thinking about it, because I got so much going on up there, sometimes I forget. So a little update on that Good Sam's insurance claim that we were struggling with last week. Finally got the inspection redone on Monday. Wednesday I called them and got everything finally approved. So, I mean, I've probably got half a dozen phone calls to Good Sam's now, trying to get that under control. So, yeah, I guess they're inspecting everything mobilely because they've had some fraudulent claims where people are claiming the work got done and never got done. So, I mean, I'm not upset about it. I'm good. I mean, I'm not that guy, but it's a little frustrating for me on the inspection side. You know, go out there twice, guy didn't even call us once. So that's the way that goes. So anyways, in fact, there go the boys right now. They're leaving to go install that refrigerator. So they're heading up there to get that done now. But there you go. Just you get to share a couple minutes with my walk down the hill. Right, several videos ago, you saw this little small Forest River Salem that we're working on where the paneling was all coming apart, and you can see, you know, it's just all failing. Mr. Lewis has pretty much got it all ripped out. Now, obviously Forest River has sent us a bunch of parts, and we got to build all the cabinetry, and Mr. Lewis has had his hands full, so he's got the cabinet out, trying to just disassemble all this stuff so we can start building new cabinetry. But obviously a lot involved in doing this. Well, I didn't get much video done yesterday. We actually had a beautiful day yesterday. It was one of the better days around here that we've had in a while. And my building up there has had some roof leaks for a while. And every chance I've had to try to fix those, the weather comes real sour. So, and one of the leaks I got, man, it's been leaking right there on my building up there. Is big got three-phase transformer in there, and so the water's been dripping almost on the transformer, and I've just kind of been dealing with it here lately. And so yesterday was the day. I had some good roof repair sealant for that I had bought and been sitting on because it's been nasty weather. So yesterday was the day. I didn't get any video of it because there was a bunch of it. I had to do a lot of work on the roof. So, you know, that's the problem in this industry is, you know, as a small business, and, you know, this is the struggles that we struggle with. I mean, as a small business, I mean, I can't really afford to pay a facilities maintenance guy to come in here and do that. And you see, I'm trying to help the boys and run the business. And, you know, then I spend 6 hours on the roof yesterday doing sealant work, and you know, it's just so many hats you got to wear when you run a small business. And you know, I've still got a bunch of facilities maintenance I got to do, and I've still got some other water leaks, and I need more lights put up, and you're always trying to keep the crackheads and all the other people out of here, which you saw in the other video. So, you know, again, we're trying to highlight the struggles of small business, and this is what we're doing with. And the other thing is, it's slow. So I had one guy, he has to take off Wednesdays. I got another, Mr. Lewis is actually off today. And then another guy we hired, we actually subbed him out to a local guy for 3 days. So it's just been Cousin Gary and Brandon. So again, it's unnormal what we're seeing right now, but you know, again, I'm trying to highlight, you know, what we do here, and it's a struggle. So anyways, it's the way it goes. Just, hey, we're walking up the hill. I'm sharing what's going on. This is what I'm doing, you know. So they got a few things we're going to work on today. It is Friday, which usually is a good thing, but we'll see today. But we got a big Camelot back in here that had slide control problems. It's got agua hot problems again. So we're going to start working on that, but we'll take a look and see what's going on. Let's get going. All right, so Brandon got this resolved before I had a chance to come over here and get a good video of it. Now, the customer brought this in. We initially had followed the flow chart on it, and that control board had a problem. So we had ordered a control board. Well, while we did that, the customer was having issues, so he kept unplugging it from the motor, and when he did, he burned up the motor for the Wabasto portion of that. As you can see, now that it's repaired correctly, it's working correctly. But here's the motor that we took out of it, and it, like I said, he was unplugging stuff, and now that motor's got a problem. But now it is working correctly since we've done that. So they're getting that one all finished up. You've seen us do that in the past with some of our Seal Tech machines. That one was the one a couple weeks ago, got a new floor slide and seals and all that kind of stuff. So they're just going in there now to make sure that the repair that we did, when it leaves out, we know everything's sealed up and good. So Mr. Thomas is getting that finished up now. Well, that's going to finish us up here this week at Shelburne RV. Like I said, I grabbed all the video I could get, guys. Sorry, it was one of those weeks, and I mean, you can see what he's been doing. He was just in the bathroom. What it is. What kind of week did you have, Gary?
Oh, good.
He had a good week. I was up on the roof trying not to fall off to try to keep it from raining inside, so he would be dry. But that's what I did this week. But yeah, it was a little bit of a slow week. But I guess you stayed busy, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
So, other than the guy roaming the property and having to go to jail, it was a pretty uneventful week, which is interesting because Gary and I both had the same alarm app, and I got the alarm, but he never did. So he slept right through it while I was up here. He was, he may have been sucking his thumb when the alarm went off. I don't know. He missed all the excitement up here that night. So anyways, hey, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. And remember, this video is...
Jason Gary approved.
Y'all take care.